In about 2 months, a North Shore man is going to attempt to swim across the Strait of Georgia. Yeah, this crossing, it stretches about 30 kilometers, and that's about the same distance as the English Channel. And yes, other swimmers have done it before him, but Scott Rees stands out from the others, and he's hoping to raise money for a cause that is dear to him. Scott, I'm so glad you're able to come in today. Welcome.
Thanks very much for having me.
Okay, why did you set this goal?
Well, I decided it was time for me to try to give back to a cause that was meaningful to me. I've been working for years, and I've been thinking about doing some fundraising, and I decided this was my chance to do so. Try to raise money for Canadian Guide Dogs for the Blind, which is the charity that has helped me out by giving me Caleb.
Okay, and Caleb is stretched out on the studio floor right there, looking very comfortable. Caleb, welcome to our Vancouver. It's nice to have you here too. Tell me a little bit about your journey and your challenges right now.
Yeah, so I have a condition called retinitis pigmentosa. It's a retinal issue that leads to gradual deterioration in vision. And so I was born with it. In my childhood, I had relatively normal vision, at least as far as I could tell. But it progresses through your teens and into my 20s and 30s is when it really started getting worse for me. And so, you know, I had to transition from doing, you know, ball sports and regular things that kids do to opting out of those for other things that I could, you know, see better and actually do at a high level without being compromised by my sight, to essentially losing my favorite activities through my 20s, things like whitewater kayaking and mountain biking, downhill skiing. Actually, I still do downhill ski, but wow. Now I do it with assistance of a guide. So. Well,
and when did Caleb come into your life?
Caleb was placed with me, or I should say I was placed into the Canadian Guide Dogs program in 2021 in the summer. So I've had him for 2 years now. And
was it love at first sight?
It was amazing. I think first thing he did was hit me in the ear with his tail as he thumped his tail around. So he's an amazing, friendly lab. And
right.
Yeah, he's been as soon as we got him, he became a key part of our family.
Right, but is that instant? I mean, how are you paired with a guide dog? Is it just you're next on the list and that's automatic? Is there a little bit of a getting to know you process?
Yeah, there's an application process, and so you have to meet certain mobility requirements beforehand. Like they want you to be able to walk with the use of a cane, and I believe in their process they also make sure that a dog is going to be cared for, is going to have the basic requirements that it needs to live a good life too. But yeah, the application process involves matching dog personality and physical attributes with people that need them. So in my case, I was fortunate to get Caleb and to get through the process relatively quickly because they had a big energetic dog, and they found me as someone that would match well with Caleb.
Right. Well, you were talking about your athletic background as well. So let's talk about the swimming. There were certain sports, as you point out, that you had to leave behind. Some you're still managing to do, like the downhill skiing, which is awesome. Where does the swimming enter the picture?
I've been a swimmer my whole life. I was formerly a competitive swimmer. I grew up in Williams Lake, so I used to swim for the Williams Lake Bluefins. But back in those days, it was all sprint swimming, short distance pool swims. And as my vision deteriorated on me, I looked for other opportunities, other things that could fill the time and give me exercise where I could no longer do some preferred activities, say. So I took up open water swimming to fill the void that had been whitewater kayaking and mountain biking and such things. It's a great activity for me because it's very good exercise, but it's also a sport that I can do relatively uninhibited by my sight with the assistance of my headset that I now use, which is a bone conduction technology that allows me to receive instructions from a friend or someone who comes along in a boat or a kayak alongside me.
Right. Okay, so that's what I was going to ask next. So how have you been practicing and preparing for this major crossing?
It's a lot of pool swimming through the winter, and in the last month and a half, I've started getting out for more open water swims just to get used to the, it's different than pool swimming for sure with the waves and the currents and the cold. And so for the basic fitness of it all, I've been doing a lot of swimming this year. I've been doing a lot of spin biking, and also I run with friends on a short tether. So you keep busy with those cardio exercises, and now going into spring and early summer, it's going to be a transition to a lot of open water swimming.
We found your package here.
Oh,
Here's
thank you.
the headsets. Do you want to open that up and
Sure,
give us
I can show you
this again?
quickly what.
Now, does Caleb come swimming? It doesn't look like Caleb's very into the swimming right now.
No, Caleb's more interested in the shoreline than the open water, I think. So I was saying before, he's going to be at the finish line with my wife on the day of. So.
Okay. What have you
So
got
this is a contraption. It's just a walkie-talkie type unit that the kayaker or the boat takes, and this piece here is the bone conduction headpiece.
Okay.
And so this I just slide up inside my swim cap.
Yes.
And it vibrates. I believe it's the same technology as a hearing aid.
Okay.
And it's waterproof, and it can receive audio from someone within 200 or 300 meters.
You're hearing a voice and saying, "Hey, Scott, you're a little off course here, a little more to the left, a little more to the right, little quicker," or we've got some.
That's right. Yeah. They can really mess around with you if they want you to swim in circles.
Oh.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the actual fundraising aspect of what you're about to do and why that's important to you.
Yeah. So this fundraiser is to raise. Well, I'm trying to raise awareness and funds for the Guide Dog program. They greatly helped me and took me from a time in my life where I had lost my independent mobility to all of a sudden getting those freedoms back of being able to navigate through the city, get to the office, get to the gym, go out for lunch without needing a person to have a shoulder or an elbow that you can take to get around. So it was such a great improvement in my lifestyle. It's something that I would like to support for other Canadians who may be experiencing vision loss and that may be applying for guide dogs and needing to be matched and paired with a dog.
How much do you hope to raise?
Well, I've been very fortunate so far to break the original fundraising target. So we've reset that up to $75,000. But honestly, I'd love to see it go to 100 if we can. That would be awesome.
The more you raise, the more people you help.
The more exactly, yeah. Each dog and person pairing it's a lot of money. I think in the order of $40,000 to $50,000 for a team over the life of the team.
Wow.
So,
Scott, if someone's listening right now and they say that's a cause I can get behind, how do they get on board?
yeah, so you can go to www.swimthestraight.ca, and that'll direct you to the fundraiser page. And if interested, you can follow progress at Swim the Straight on Instagram or Facebook.
We're going to be following your journey. You know that. Okay, and exactly when is the swim?
Targeting July 22nd, but weather dependent to a certain extent. Need to make sure that we don't set out on an unfavorable morning. So it might bump a day or two depending on the short range wind and weather.
Scott, we wish you calm seas and a successful swim. So nice to meet you and Caleb today. Thank you for coming in.
You too. Thank you very much.